Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel Pretty in Paper by B, where we are all about sharing the joy of pretty papers. Now we are on to episode 3 of my iris folding zoo animal series, and I thought let's step it up a notch. So we're going to work together to create an iris folding cake topper, just like this one. So as you can see, we've got a little cheeky monkey on this, and I promise you it is more simple than it looks. Now everything you need is in the box down below, so grab your supplies, get comfy, and let's get crafting. As you can see, I've got all my supplies out ready in front of me. Now I've got my 3 circles ready. 2 of these are 17 centimetres and 1 is 14 centimetres diameter, and this is the one that we're going to start with. Now I've also cut the monkey PDF into separate pieces ready for today. You can find this in the description below. And I'm just going to cut out this silhouette of the monkey body from the card template, as this is what we're going to use to cut out the monkey aperture. Once you cut out the body for the monkey, you're going to position this in the centre of your circle, but about 2–2.5 centimetres from the top, because you need to allow space for the legs. Then draw around the outside with a pencil to get your outline. Once you've got your pencil outline, you can use this as a guide for cutting out your monkey aperture. So place a cutting mat underneath your circle and use a craft knife following the line that you've drawn on the card. Once you've cut out your monkey aperture, you can move the cutting mat to one side because you won't need this anymore, and it's time to think about the folding. So I'm going to grab the pattern from the PDF, which there is a link in the box below, and I'm going to use a couple of pieces of blue tack to stick this to the table. Now this is just so it doesn't move while we're placing our folds, which can be a little bit annoying if it does happen, so make sure this is nice and secure. Then I'm going to use a couple more pieces of blue tack and stick my aperture over the top of the monkey pattern so I can see all the numbers and lines through the middle. Now the aperture is in place, I need to think about the paper strips. So I've chosen 2 different shades of brown for my folding because paper A is kind of the body of the monkey and paper B is the tummy. So now I need to cut some paper strips from these papers, about 2 centimetres wide and probably about 4 or 5 of each colour. Now I've got my paper strips ready, it's time to think about the folding. So I'm going to fold over an edge of my colour paper A of about 0.5 to 0.7 millimetres. Now I do this so that the edge of the paper has got a nice clean fold, and it also helps to add depth and dimension to the design. Now with the fold facing the centre of the silhouette, I'm going to cut a strip large enough to cover number 1 on the pattern. Again, making sure that fold is facing the middle, I'm going to stick in place with 2 pieces of sticky tape. Now you're going to repeat that process around the monkey following the pattern guide using your paper strips. Once you've placed the final strip of your pretty papers, we need to cover that hole in the middle. Now I've chosen this glittery card as I love to add a bit of sparkle to my cards, and I'm going to cut a piece large enough to cover that hole, and then I'm going to place it face down over the little square in the centre and stick in place again with a couple of pieces of sticky tape. Now, the exciting part, you get to turn over and look at your monkey. Okay, it doesn't look much like a monkey yet, but I promise you it will. So before we add the final details to the monkey, we're going to cover the back of our messy folds. Now to do this, I suggest using some foam sticky pads. So place these around the edge of your circle every 4 or 5 centimetres, then peel the backs off and stick to the front of your circle. And there you have it. It's starting to look a little bit more like a cake topper now, isn't it? But we do need to make it look more like a monkey, definitely. Now in the PDF I've included templates for various monkey features, and I've cut out a few of these ready to add to our monkey. So I'm just going to go through and stick these little cutouts together using some glue and place them on our monkey. Tweezers are also quite helpful for this. As you can see, I've not stuck the full length of the arms and legs down, and I've curved these up just to make it feel a little bit more lifelike. It's definitely looking like a monkey now, right? Okay, time to decorate. Now I've used my silhouette cameo four to cut out this nice scallop edging, and I'm going to use foam sticky pads to add this to my design, and you'll see why a little bit later on, but it also adds to the nice 3D dimensional effect of the cake topper. And I've also cut my foam pads down a little bit so that they fit nicely around the edge of my border. I'm going to place my foam pads approximately every 4 or 5 centimetres again, just to make sure it's got enough support, as glitter card can be a little bit heavy. I've also cut out this little banner, which I think is a really nice way to personalise cake toppers. And again, I'm going to use foam sticky pads just to mount this to the front of my design. Now you may have noticed my monkey is looking a little bit wonky now, and that's because the way I'm going to finish this design off is it's going to look like he's hanging from a tree. So I'm going to make sure my banner is just placed so that my monkey still lies a little bit wonky. I've also cut out some vines using an SVG file I found on the Silhouette Design Store, and I'm going to use these to look like branches hanging from the trees, and my monkey can look like he's swinging. So I'm going to trim down the edge of this one just a little bit, and I'm going to position the end of these vines underneath that scalloped border that we placed earlier, and it's just a way for the edges to look a little bit more tidy. So I'm going to put a bit of glue just on the tip of this vine, so that I can curl up the edge of it, the leaves, and again create that 3-dimensional effect. And I'm going to do this for all of my vines. I've also cut out some palm tree pieces, again an SVG that I found on the Silhouette Design Store. So I'm going to glue these together and add them just to the bottom right corner of my banner, just to create a bit more of a kind of tropically jungle feel to the cake topper. So nice and simple, using the glue and a pair of tweezers always makes this a little bit easier. I'm going to stick these pieces together. I've also cut out a couple of extra coconuts, as I thought I could stick these underneath the palm tree so that they kind of look like they've fallen out of the palm tree, a bit like they would on a jungle or a tropical beach somewhere, I guess. And again, it just kind of creates a little bit more of that jungly atmosphere that we're going for on this cake topper. And I've also cut out some bananas and some extra leaves and foliage that I thought I'd add to this design just to finish it off. Now for the finishing touches, I'm also going to add a name to the banner just to personalise it, and also a little wooden sign with a happy birthday greetings, as this is a cake topper, remember, and I thought happy birthday would just mark the occasion in a tropical way. And there you have it. It's looking pretty cool now, isn't it? So all that's left to do is to turn this into an actual cake topper. So this is where you're going to need those cocktail sticks that I asked you to get out at the start. Now, a hot glue gun is the best tool to use for this because it dries quick and it's also very strong glue. So it'll support the weight of all the papers that we've put on our cake topper. So with that other spare circle that you've not used yet, you're going to glue your cocktail sticks to the circle using a nice string of hot glue. And again, this will just hold them in place to support all the weight of that paper that we've put on the front of the design. So once you've got your cocktail sticks in place, you're going to need your foam sticky pads again. So place these around the edge of the circle, and then you can peel the backs off and mount to your cake topper. And there you have it, an iris folding monkey cake topper, all ready for a special occasion. I hope you've enjoyed the video today, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of all my new videos.